You can choose to hide, you know. No one would know any different. My name is Lawrence Coleman, right? So I could choose to hide, But, Islam gives me a place, to hope for better. My parents, my mother was born in the city of Tacoma. My father was born in Chicago. We ended up moving to the Hilltop area in the early 90s and got involved in Islam and decided to convert as a family. I was 8 or 9 years old. I recall being in the 4th grade and 5th grade when we decided to convert. But it was tough. I mean, because you look like, on the surface, you look like a lot of your peers, a lot of your classmates and things like that for, 4 or 5 years. And then the next year, you come back with a cap on your head. I used to wear a cap called a kufi. And then my sister used to wear a hijab when she went to school. And so kids were like, what's going on with you guys? So there's a lot of explaining, a lot of defending that we had to do. I think when we first started practicing Islam, my parents for a few years were pretty rough on us, I mean, to the point where Doritos might have had pork, and because they may have had pork, don't eat them, and I would sneak Doritos all day because I love Doritos. It was tough, man. You can't take Doritos. You can't take Doritos from a kid, right? So, but and I think that was just even part of their learning. We were learning together as a family. What we've come to know as visibly Muslim is someone that's, looks like they're from the Middle East. But our thought was, you'll know that I'm visibly Muslim by you'll see a woman wearing a hijab, or in my case, a man wearing a kufi. And Monday through Friday, I wore that kufi in school. But on Saturdays, when it was time to kick it, and for those who didn't know me, the kufi was off, and right there was my challenge, or I guess the crossroads, if you will, of being still a young black man, a teenager wanting to have fun and wanting to not be thought of as this intellectual, deep guy that shouldn't be doing this, that, or the other, and just wanted to be a kid just like you or anybody else. Allahu Akbar. For African American folks that are Muslim, we're more scattered. So there's not a community, if you will. There's been times over the years where there's been communities that have been started, but for whatever reason, folks chose to go their own ways. We rather are a part of the Islamic community, as a whole. Out, O-U-T.
I know it's spelled that.
Oh. Excuse me. So the agreement that we had was that our kids would be raised Muslim. When I was growing up, it seems like things were introduced a little slower, But with news and media, my son said, he said, "Dad, are we Al Qaeda?" I said, "No." He said, and then, so now I'm forced to explain, what Al Qaeda is. He was like, "Well, these guys are Muslim, and they're bad people. Why are we Muslim then?" And I've had to have, we've had that conversation. My approach with raising the kids Islamically is to do it softly, and enjoy it. Religion shouldn't be punitive, I mean, it should be, you should have peace in it, you should enjoy it, you should smile when you think about it, and that's the way that I practice Islam, and, the kids are able to see that, and hopefully, they'll see that and pick up on it and want to continue.